I'm back. Thank you for joining me. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I have to come back because for so long, uh, it's a voice inside of you telling you what you need to do. I call it my rock. You may call it God, your intuition, discernment, whatever. But it's something inside of you that's telling you you need to do this. But yet we're afraid. And I can relate to that and I understand. But I'm telling you, that's an illusion. It's illusion. You have nothing to be afraid of. Those voices that tell you you can't, those voices that talk about you, those voices that point fingers, it's an illusion. The only reason they're doing all that because they're insecure. Because they know they're not following the voice in their mind, in their heart. It's been so long, every day, for so many years, I've been running from who I'm called to be, who I know to be, because I'm just afraid. For one, we may be afraid, we're scared of what people think, when it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If they're not helping you, encouraging you, it doesn't matter. I don't care anymore. And you shouldn't care anymore. You can't sit and suppress who you're being told to be and what you're being told to do because because people say you talk too much, or people say you this, or people say you that. No more. You can no longer do that. You can no longer go through life like that, living like that, being concerned with that. It's time now to cut off people that is not making your life better. Is not making the world better. It's time to cut them off. They cannot go along to the next dimension, the next phase of our world, of our life. They cannot. Why are you still talking to them? Why are you still associating them? Oh, I know why, because it's a family member. It's a real close family member, isn't it? It's somebody you grew up with, isn't it? That's what it is. You feel loyal to the longevity. You more loyal to the longevity than you are to yourself. Is that person making your life better? Are you making their life better? Are y'all working together to better the world, to better the planet, to leave it a better place if you don't wake up tomorrow? Because that's the only thing that matters. We can't sit any longer until I can't sit any longer until my rock. Basically, what you're telling the creator that created us, gave us life, that we don't appreciate being here. If we're not doing what we're designed and called to be, basically we're slapping God in the face. Slapping him in the face, backhanding him. How you think that's going to turn out for you? Have you ever really seen when he says that's enough? It's not pretty. It's not pretty. And that's what's going on in the world today. Enough is enough. He said enough is enough. I did not create this planet for you all to treat it this way. Like you don't care, like you're unappreciative, ungrateful, like you have control. We are not in control. You have choices to make, but you're not in control. The final say so ends with the creator. And if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, it's not going to end pretty. It's not going to end pretty. It's normally destroyed. Destroyed. We've all witnessed destruction to destruction. And that's all it is. He's just destroying destruction. Because that's what we're doing. We're destroying this great planet. In the beginning, people was eating healthy, real food from the earth. But guess what we did? We said we're going to destroy the real food and we're going to grow some food in a lab behind a light bulb. We're going to add some chemicals to it to try our best to make it taste like what it was first put here to taste like. But we're going to have an agenda behind this fake food. We're going to put some stuff in it to cause sicknesses, to cause illnesses, to cause people to act a certain way. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do that, and then we're going to make it so where they have to come and see us because what we created for them to eat. And then we're making money off of them. Yeah. We fall for that. We fall for that. Guys, if we continue to eat fake food and GMO food that causes, someone told me the other day, say they need to come up with a cure for the big C, cancer. So I said what they need to do is come up with the cure for cancer. There's already a cure. The cure is you not eating the cancer-causing food. Food, it's not real. If it doesn't have a seed, it's not real. What can grow without a seed? Ask yourself that. How can something grow and be given life without a seed? There has to be a seed. It has to start somewhere. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking, over here, over there. I don't know. Please just focus on what I'm saying. I'll get it right. This is no editing. It's all about the message that I feel that's coming through me and I'm led to do. It's not about me anymore. And it shouldn't be about you anymore. We make it so we're so self-centered and think everything is about us. It's not about us. Look at the people around us. Look at our loved ones. It's not about us. We have to be willing to sacrifice for them. We get so caught up into thinking it needs to be perfect. I need to have this. I need to be living right. And I need to be living a certain way. I need to be thinking a certain way. I have to be aligned with this in order to help, in order to make the planet better. There's no such thing. Just do what you can along the way. Some of the greatest people I've ever come in contact with in the world, most people would look at and laugh at and judge them and say, who are they to try to give someone a word when they're pushing a cart on the street? They're homeless. They don't even have clean clothes. Did you smell them? Who are they? Those are some of the most wisest, kind-hearted, best people I've ever come in contact with. And some of the worst people I've ever come in contact with is sitting in a pew every Sunday or Wednesday. Sitting behind $1 million home, driving a fancy car, wearing the nicest clothes with the most threads in them, the most expensive. Those have been some of the worst people I've ever come in contact with. Because we are trained to be selfish, judgmental, self-centered. I've arrived. Look at me. Put ourselves on a pedestal. Walk around like we're almighty when we're nothing. Because you know deep down inside when you go home, you're miserable how you treated the people you came in contact with that day. You're miserable because you saw someone in need knowing you could have helped them. But what you do? You turned your nose up at them. You laughed at them. Be careful how you treat people. Be careful how you treat people. We reap what we sow. It always come back to us. Always. I remember when I was younger, if I can be transparent for a minute, I remember when I was younger and I got tons of stories you're going to hear. Because at this moment, I don't care. Who cares? It happens for a reason. If I'm still here, you're meant to share your life experiences, to help someone, to be relatable. We're all not far apart. If we dissect each other's lives, they're very similar. I remember, and I can be honest about it, me and some friends, two other friends. I was young. I was in my second car that I ever owned in my life. Um, and we was at a drive-through. We was pulling up to a fast food restaurant, and we was going through a drive-through. And I remember it was someone in the parking lot that was selling candy or something like that. And I remember joking with him, thinking it was fun. So I grabbed the candy. I grabbed the whole box of candy. They out there doing whatever it can to raise money for something important. It takes a lot for someone to go out onto the street and ask strangers for help. That takes a lot of humility. That takes a lot of humility. And yet we laugh at those people and we make fun of those people. So what I did, I think it was candy bars or something they was raised with. I wasn't gonna take it, but I did scare them a little bit, thinking it was fun. I took the candy because they were waiting when we first drove in. They were waiting, so I stopped. They stopped. Hey, we're raising money for this, and I think I grabbed. It was so long ago, so don't hold it against me. We talking about we talking about maybe 90, 2, 3, 4, 2 or 3, somewhere in there, 2 or 3. And I took the whole box of candy and took off. I was the driver. Took off. Took off around, took off, sped up around the restaurant, laughing. We laughing and joking. We looking in the back window and they, hey, 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 and we laughing, we joking, we laughing. Pull back around onto the other side. Give them the candy back. Give them the candy back. If I can remember, that's the truth of the story. We did give them the candy. I did give them the candy back. Guys, ladies, it wasn't even 2 minutes later that I turned into a bank parking lot. I was getting ready to go to the ATM. I turned in. Now, nothing was wrong with my car at all. Nothing at all was wrong with my car. I always grew up, my grandfather always make sure you got good tires, your brakes are working, check your water, check your oil. My grandfather never let anyone leave his presence without making sure and asking you, making sure your car is in good shape before you drive. And if you needed new tires or something, oil in your car, he would do whatever he had to do. If he had to call someone to help you get those tires to make sure that you were in a functioning car. So I know my car was up to par. Less than 2 minutes later, guys, I turned into this bank parking lot and my brakes went straight to the ground, straight to the floor. Gone. Nothing. Hitting top speed. Luckily, I had the awareness, and the bank was closed. Luckily, I had the awareness to drive straight. I didn't know what I was going to do. All I know is that this car was accelerating and I had no brakes. So I drove through the drive-through, and on the other side, I hit the telephone pole. Luckily, none of us were hurt, but the car was damaged, and we had a little aching for days, but it happened instantly. Karma is real. You reap what you sow. You might not reap it in 2 minutes. It might take 2 days, might take 2 years, might take 2 decades. But when it happens, but just know it is gonna happen. So how you treat other people and what you do right now matters. If you're doing wrong, if you're mistreating people, it's coming back, guys. You gotta learn your lesson. We gotta learn our lesson. The Creator is gonna make sure we learn our lesson. But the thing about it, you don't have control in that lesson. That could have been all of our last lesson. So be mindful. I hope this message reached someone to understand every decision you make matters. How you treat people matters. Tomorrow's not promised. The next second is not promised. You will reap what you sow. So sow a good seed.